Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? This is my second ever live stream, and I'm at home, so bear with me here. This is my first time in my studio. My name is Chris Hartman, and I am a Canadian based photographer in Regina, Saskatchewan. And I am here to talk to you guys today about Westcott lighting. So their modifiers and their lights. And I'm kind of going to give it to you as what it's like as a Canadian, and maybe even more importantly, what it's like as a Canadian who lives in the middle of kind of nowhere. I'm not in a major metropolitan city like Toronto or Vancouver or even Calgary. So I'm going to talk about that today and kind of give you a breakdown of what I love about Westcott lighting and some of the drawbacks for using this brand. So as I've said, I'm a high school teacher. Well, maybe I didn't say that. I'm a high school teacher for most of my day, and then I'm a photographer kind of on the side. And how I got into Westcott is probably how everybody else has found them, and it's through their online education. So I have watched countless hours of YouTube videos and whatnot from Sal Sincata, Lindsay Adler, Manny Ortiz, pretty much the whole lineup of Westcott lighting users and modifier users. And the reason why I thought, well, I need Westcott is because I found that, or I thought that, well, if all of these professionals are using the gear, and if I buy the same gear, I can probably figure out how to create the same look as they are. So I think that was a good rationale. Use the products that the pros are using, and then you don't have any excuse, and you have to kind of figure it out for yourself. So the first thing that I ever bought is I bought the FJ400, and I bought the backpack kit, and I got two of the modifiers, a little small octabox and a little strip light. And for the most part, it was absolutely awesome, and I love my FJ400. I did get the trigger for it, and it was awesome. And then I just kept on kind of going down the rabbit hole of using their products. So I have two FJ400s, I have two FJ200s, I have an FJ80, I have the trigger, not the new one, but I have the old trigger, and I have the X Drop quick stand. I have some backdrops from them. I think it's a Joel Grimes backdrop. I have this seamless backdrop that they have. What else do I have? I have the Lindsay Adler optical spot, which is awesome. So I have a lot of Westcott gear, and I'm extremely happy with all of their products. Okay, so I've kind of explained that to you. I use my products pretty much, or like my lighting gear, I use it a lot, largely outside. I sometimes shoot in studio or indoors, and I use my strobes pretty much everywhere I go. I do a lot of high school graduation photography, and I use it in that aspect as well, outdoors mostly. And the only negative side I have to using it outdoors in my situation is just I live in a windy prairie province, so it's tough to control the wind in that aspect. All right, so one thing that I would say for pros, I'm just going to go over the pros and cons. I'm not sure how many people will jump in on this chat, so I'm going to keep it short until somebody starts asking me questions. The pros of this company is that they are awesome. That's a horrible explanation. Their product is excellent. The FJ400, which is enough power for me. Would I like the FJ800 that is now out? Of course, but I have enough gear as is. Their products are great. They have awesome modifiers. I love the Bones mount so that we can find whatever modifier you want to work with them. Their resources for online education and the amount of people that make content for Westcott is awesome. So if I'm ever in a slump or anything like that, all I have to do is go to YouTube and I can see an array of amazing photographers that are making content for Westcott, which is really good. Okay, and then all I'm going to talk to you today about the cons is I only have one con, and well, one or two cons. First of all, the cons is that it's largely an American company. Well, it is an American company, and it's very hard to find distributors in Canada. So there's Visitech based out of Toronto. I think there's Henry's website, henrys.com. They're based out of Toronto as well. So there's a couple of companies that will sell Westcott items. They're the exact same price as if you bought it from the States and then had it shipped. But there's only a couple. And so for me, because there's a point system and I don't have enough points yet for a reward, I just go straight through the company and I buy directly from Westcott. And the only negative side is it's in American dollars. So it looks like a really good deal. And then you see the conversion and you're like, oh, well, I guess I bought it. So there's that. The second thing is that it has to pass through duty. It has to pass through customs and stuff like that. So you might have to pay a little bit at customs. It's shipping from, I think, Ohio. So I'm in the middle of nowhere, Canada. So it's got to go to like New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary. It takes a little while to get to me. Whereas if I went with a different company like Godox or something like that, I could just go down the street and I could buy it from my local store, which makes me feel a little bit guilty that I'm not supporting local. But that would basically be the only disadvantage. That's the main disadvantage to using Westcott as a Canadian, is that you have to pass customs. It takes a little bit like a little bit longer to get to Canada. You have to pay shipping, and then anything that you have to send away, in my city, there's nowhere that would be able to have, extras kind of on backup. So you're sending it back to Westcott if there's any problems or anything like that, and you're kind of waiting that time period, which can suck if you're in a bind. And luckily for me, I have not been in too much of a bind using my products. Actually, anything that has ever happened has been user error. So I guess the very last thing I would say is I don't want to not endorse Westcott. I think they're an excellent company, and now that I'm in the Westcott brand, I'm just going to stay with them. Maybe that's foolish of me, but I like their stuff. I know how to use it. If I want another modifier, I'll get another FJ 400 or an FJ 800. I probably won't get day-to-day modifiers through them unless I'm making a big order. But for the most part, I'll stay with them. They have excellent products, and I'm always excited to see what they have coming out next. But if I was telling somebody whether or not they should buy it, based in Canada, based in like a very small populated area like I am, I would say maybe go with the Godox or go with another company where you can pick up a spare at your local photography shop, and then you have some customer service, like really personal customer service, hands-on at your local shop. So that's my only drawback. That's the only thing that I would say for Canadians to maybe not buy a Westcott product. And since I'm new to this chat thing and nobody has come onto my chat, I'm going to end this chat here. Thank you so much for maybe watching this after when it's not live. And if this helped anybody, thank you so much. Leave a comment for me so I know that maybe I'm on the right path in this YouTube journey. So thanks a lot. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.